Shannock is more. Gaelic, the wisdom as old as the rocks. Is the wisdom as old as the rocks? Some word or truth to the man don't block, don't get too big for your boots, man. Send you back to your roots farm. If you're not right when I want no process, send you back and I won't think twice. That's Shannock is. Feeling fabulous. The heathen may be bondsmen and bondswomen. The building of the Temple of Solomon. Solomon took a census of all the strangers in the land. And he put burdens on them. There was about 150,000 of them, and he used them to build the Temple of Solomon. That's a large workforce. They had no, and that plays in with this. Both the bondsmen and the bondswomen thou shalt have, and they shall be heathen that are round about you. Them they shall buy, bondsmen and bondsmen women. Pure, and then when what would we do something like that these days? Well, restoring the Rock of Cashel and building some stuff around there. We would use the heathen if they want to come and stay in this land, because a lot of the heathen lands at this moment in time are being ravaged and destroyed by warfare. They're killing one another because they don't have the peace of the Lord in their lands like we do, and they're coming here and they're bringing their heathen ideology with them, and then they're causing grief here because they're not learning the language. The thing is, there's a language that we have to learn, all of us, and it's an ancient Gaelic language. It's written down in the books. It's the Shannock is more. It's the wisdom as old as the rock. So here's what we have to do. We have to restore the Rock of Cashel, and we have to write the words Lord in brass and copper, because he says if only they would write my words on the rocks in brass and copper or some metals like that. It's in the Old Testament, so that's what you have to do, probably the 10 commandments and whatever else we can get. The best people for working brass and copper at this moment in time would probably be the Jews and something like that. We could put the Rock of Cashel, you put the words there, and then when the people, the heathen are walking on the Rock of Cashel, they're learning the truth as well, because they don't know it. They know warfare and turmoil, and they're heading straight down. They're heading down to the abyss anyway. So you number them. You're not allowed to take census of the people of Israel. So it says throughout all the lands. So clearly King David and King Solomon were ruling lots of lands, and one of the lands they probably would have ruled as well. King David probably would have ruled over Ireland, because in order to get to King Solomon's mines were across the sea in the Americas. My ancestors have records, and the white settlers have records of Irish tribes, white people, what they called white people, being over there heading round there with tattoos. That's recorded. So you would have got on the boat. It took a year to get to Solomon's Mine. You would have got on the boat, went to Ireland, would have been a Hebrew land, because you would have had the Milesians there, and then they would have went to the Americas, and then they probably would have stopped on the way back. They would have been under King David's jurisdiction and Solomon's jurisdiction. And then God says this, when David was dying, he said to Solomon, what will I ask God for? And this is what everyone has to ask God for. Some people would say wisdom. It's not wisdom. You ask for a heart after God. That's the wisdom as old as the rocks, a heart after God. You ask for a heart after God, and God gives you wisdom. You get that anyway. That's why Solomon got made the richest. But Solomon asked for wisdom. He didn't ask for anything for himself. And he got the wisdom, and then he took on foreign brides and took on their gods, and then he got into trouble. The same as his father David, because women are very seductive. You know, the pillow talk and all that, and if she's a younger woman and she gives you all the best poochie, and the smell of all the pheromones and all flowing down the bedroom, it's like some sort of a magic potion, a love potion, you know. Anyhow. Aha! So you have to be aligned to the king's family. If you want to have children in it, it's wise to bear the good fruit. So women that want to have children, they should bear the good fruit. So the Lord said, I will give you as a light to the Gentiles about my ancestors. So we're the good fruit. And if you haven't got the, why second for settle back, second for anything less? You want the good fruit in your womb. You don't want the tree that has the disease in it, that makes them bitter and all, you know. And then you have to pay the widow's debt, pour out the oil, the anointing oil, the Christo anointing oil, the head with oil, all of these things. And then you have, but that's basically it. The heathen, if you come to these lands, they have to be prepared to bear the burden, because we're bearing the burden of the tutelage, because they don't know, and it's because of the sins of the fathers. We all have the sins of our forefathers. That's what the last days are all. It says we will return to the Holy Land and say, truly we have inherited lives from our fathers. But there's another thing, the Swan King, Callahan the Just, was called the Swan King. Now there's a story about children of Lear and a wicked stepmother. You could probably say that Catholicism is the wicked stepmother, the whole of Babylon, and that she stole Callahan's kingdom and all that, and use her all the children, and that he's returning into swans and all this, because he's Callahan the Just, the Swan King, the children of Lear. And then you see the witchcraft in the Garden of Remembrance, where the cross is thrown down into the pit and the children are thrown face down, and the work of the witch is elevated above the children. Look into that.